Couple rent, this improv story is based on the idea a couple rent a barge, let the story commence. Craig and Mary thought they were on that Clyde and Forth Canal that goes through Glasgow and all the rest of it, and all the way like almost to Edinburgh. Walking there, and it's a big fucking canal that goes on and on and on and on and on. And they're like, how can we never see anybody going doing this in a barge? You sometimes see a barge, but it's like parked, or whatever you call it, anchored, whatever it is. You never actually see one gone down. We should do that. So they moored. I thought moored was like an unfortunate thing. Like, you've moored the boat, it's fucked. It's on the beach and we kind of get it back like a fucking beached whale type of thing. Do you know that? Did you know, by the way, the whales, they die under the weight, their own weight. That's why it's so dangerous for them to be beached. They die under their own weight. They get crushed under their own weight. Their organs and under their own bones and things like that. Did you know that? And also they die of heat because they've got like fucking, blubber, so they can go deep as fuck, freezing cold, and no be freezing. One wee bit of sunlight, it's like they're in a fucking oven. Anyway, so they rented a barge. They looked it up. It's actually quite difficult. It was actually quite difficult to find where you could rent one, but they managed to get one. And they were giving it for like 2 weeks, and they're like, oh, we just want it just for a couple of days. It's 2 weeks, it's nothing. Right. Alright then. So they got on it. As they got on it, 3 wee guys have gone by. And one of them just jumped right on. They were still kind of docked. One of them just jumped right on. And Craig went like, here's what you doing. What am I doing? What you fucking doing? The wee guy fucking scalped John. And then Mary went, oh my God. And she ran away. And the two other wee guys came on and they started knocking fuck at her. John. And then they started moving the barge as it went down the canal thing. And Mary went to get the police, and the police caught up as the barge was going past, and I was still knocking fuck out of John. There's nothing the police could do. Craig, sorry. Who's John? John? Sorry, there's no John. There's no John. The police were at the side of the canal. Just in case. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Just try and get a picture here. This 17-year-old designed a motor that could potentially transform the electric car. You let me know when it's done, right? Until then, don't want to know. Clyde Forth Canal. Lovely. There we are. Lovely stuff. Where is it? Look at that. Look, lovely stuff. That's kind of up Mary Hill bit, I think, there. Beautiful, wonderful stuff there. So, like here, the police had to just sort of walk at the side on the path here and go like that. They couldn't jump on, because see, if you lay one finger on these wee guys, the police get done for assault. The wee guys get like a million quid per like touch, per hair that's fucking hurt on the head, per hair that's touched, like one hair on the head, moved out of place. See, these wee guys, this is the way the law is now. One wee hair, see that wee, do you see that hair there? That's actually a few hairs. That's probably about 10 hairs there, maybe 5, all grouped together. That would be 5 million. A 5 million payday that wee bastard would get. And that would be it. So they had to just go like that. Gonna please stop it. And Craig was getting battered fuck at her. and they just went down the Clyde in the barge, and they got some fuel. They siphoned out some fuel for the engine, like that, and they siphoned it onto into Craig's mouth, like that, like it was like they were is there a name for that? I don't know. They put it in, and he was like, oh, and they held his mouth shut like that. And then one of the wee guys were like, he's a light, and then lit it. And he didn't go on fire because it's just the way it was. It went on. There was a wee flame and then it went out, and then they went, "How's this moving anyway?" And they pushed it into the side of the canal, so it wasn't actually moving, but the engine was still on. And then they dragged Craig under the water to the, the the blades of the engine thing, and held his face up to it, and it took his nose off. And remember, the nose, the cut nose, is now getting mixed in with like minging water, like swan shite and stuff like that. So they went back in the barge and they just left Craig to die. The police jumped in the water and dragged Craig out. He was infected with the swan shite and the duck shite water. He's infected. They lost the original nose, so they had to give him a new nose, and the only nose they had was actually a duck's beak. So he had his normal mouth there, and they had the duck's. They said this is actually the only thing. They tried to take there was a guy who died, who offered his nose up for a transplant if they could save it, if in the event that he died. They tried to stitch it on, they couldn't do it, it wouldn't take. The body rejected it, the white blood cells, as we've learned here, rejected it. But see, because the cut had been mixed with swan and duck shite, it kind of prepped the kind of graft area. So that, it changed the kind of cell structure and DNA and just basically it befriended the white blood cells. It was like the white blood cells went like, oh, right, you're all right. So when they actually tried a duck's beak on, a duck who'd unfortunately died during the whole thing, but they kept it alive on a life support machine just so they could, keep the organs alive. They took the beak and tried it on just for a laugh, really. But it worked. So Craig had a mouth, but he also had a beak. Like a mouth was there. And he was interviewed by the papers and saying, I know I look a bit different now, but I'd rather this than die. And everybody was like, you're really, really brave. He walked out and these three wee guys walked by. These wee bastards had been waiting the whole time outside the hospital. Can you believe that? And they ran up to him and knocked utter fuck at him. And this time they finished him after they killed him. That whole time they'd been waiting outside the hospital. They killed him. And one of them said, here, that cunt's fucking quackers. The second one said, here, see when I swung from him, he should have ducked. And the third one went, The third one went, deep, that's all, folks. And then the other one went like that. No, that's not like fucking Donald Duck or, I don't know, the other one, the one that goes, Daffy Duck. That's Porky Pig. And he went like that. I know, I'm talking about, there's the pigs behind us. There's the police. And the police ran up and grabbed all of them, put the arms around them, got yous. Each one of them got £1.2 million. Each one of them. Did I say million? Billion. £1.2 billion each. And they're sitting in their houses, smoking that fucking hash. We've got the posters on the fucking wall. Take me to your dealer, you know, the alien looking thing. Take me to your dealer, all that. Smoking that fucking hash all day. They're just watching that fucking telly, smoking that hash, and they've got another telly next to it with a PS6, Grand Theft Auto 10, Dark Souls 20, Half-Life 100. And see for most of the time, they're actually sleeping in their fucking pit. They're in their pit. The end. They're in their pit right now. Yeah, I'm sorry if I got angry there, but the twist is, that's actually a fucking true story. How do I know? How do I know? See the poll? See the one who did that at the end? That was me. I wasn't told that I wasn't to grab him. So I got removed from the police force. Listen, I got into the police force to try and better. Where I grew up, there was a lot of bad criminals. We're not talking about people committing crimes just because of poverty and so on. These are really bad guys, really sadistic guys. And I thought, I want to become a superhero. And I got into the force to try and change it for the inside. Unfortunately, when I was part of the force, I did get corrupted. It's basically the only way you can communicate with it. If you're not corrupt yourself, the other officers don't really trust you, and there's no way to gain their confidence. But once I started to get a wee taste of that corruption, some of the money and so on, it did help provide for my family a wee bit. Just an extra wee 10 grand here, an extra wee 10 grand there. Got some coke, cocaine seizures, and cannabis seizures that are then sold on through we've got a network. Police are connected to the criminals who sell it back to them at double the price. But I wasn't told about that, and I got sacked, and that's why I'm doing the streaming now. And I got into the telly to try and I'm really counting on your subs here. To all the police force a lot of money. 3.3 billion is it? And so just try to chip away at that. And you're helping me keep away from the evil police forces. Cancel subs. No, this keeps me away from Be the Police.